Good morning, YouTube. What I wish to talk to you, well, let's start off right. This is for John J. Null. Holy crap, that's good tea. Want to talk to you about a very important topic, water. Something everybody takes for granted. They go to their kitchen sink, they turn open the tap, and they've got pure drinking water. Well, when the crap hits the fan, and government's closed down, and people go home to take care of their families, who's going to chlorinate the water for you and make it pure then? You're going to have to do it yourself. Now, I see all these preppers talking about buy this filter, buy that filter, buy the other filter. They cost $20, $50, $100, $200, $500. That's a lot of money, folks. Money I'm not willing to spend. So there's got to be a better way. So I started doing some research, and I see preppers talking about, oh, chlorine bleach is good for purifying your water chemically. Better than Aqua Pure, because Aqua Pure is so expensive. 20 tabs, 20 quarts, 30 or 40 bucks, whatever. Iodine, well, you can't get it anymore. And if you can, it's very expensive too. There's got to be a better way. Chlorine bleach does a nice job, has a 1-year shelf life, and you don't know how long it sat on that store shelf before you bought it. It might only be good for another couple months. Now, don't get me wrong, you got a gallon, you've had it for a year and a half. I'm sure it'll still do fine for disinfecting your dishes when you're washing, because you're putting a lot more into that 2-gallon wash bin than you would into your drinking water. Most people use 3 or 4 ounces of bleach when they're purifying their dishes, so I'm sure it will still just nicely do that job. Well, my research has led me somewhere that a few preppers and a few survivalists have mentioned, but barely in passing. At the beginning of my video today, I have included, now wait a minute, let me read it directly. The proceeding is taken straight from a PDF published by the US EPA on their site titled Emergency Disinfection of Drinking Water. Basically what they're telling you is many different ways to purify biologically water for drinking. Now, please understand that I say this crystal clear. These purify biologically. If your water is tainted with petroleum, mercury, lead, PCB, none of these things in that PDF will help. You need specialized filters to drink that water, or you're going to get sick. If you're going to be out in the woods, where you're dealing with a stream where the worst thing you've got to worry about is maybe a passing deer pooped in the creek, or you might have giardia or whatever, you're dealing with biologicals. Everything in that PDF will deal with disinfection of that water and work quite well. But what we're talking about here today, folks, is a way to chemically purify that water inexpensively. Okay, I've already listed all the ways that most preppers show you, and they're very, very expensive. Here's one place where you can actually cut corners on cost and still do a good job. Stick with me and I'll show you how. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm showing you here now is an inexpensive way to biologically purify water. Power Powder Plus. That's a brand. This is Pool Shock. Fast dissolving shock treatment and super chlorinator for swimming pool. Here's the important word, super chlorinator. Kills bacteria, controls algae. Well, it controls algae by making it chlorinated. Restore sparkle and clarity to pool water. 1 pound treats. You get that? 16,500 gallons. I say that again. 1 pound, and that's what this package is, treats 16,500 gallons. Here's why. For pool water, 73% calcium hypochlorite. Now, that means this 1 pound package is going to treat a lot more than 16,000 gallons for drinking. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to dissolve it quite at that strength as this package is going to recommend. We're going to be doing it in a bit milder of a treatment. First prerequisite you're going to probably want to have is you're going to want to have a gram scale, jewelry scale, whatever you want to call it, medicine scale. You all know I'm a retired nurse. I use this for measuring medications. That was why I had it. I now use it for this sort of application. Ladies and gentlemen, a noisy visitor, Amtrak. They go through my backyard 25 times a day minimum. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to measure this stuff out on a scale to the amount of 3 grams. Now, because of my practical experience in the medical field, I know 3 grams ain't a whole hell of a lot. A lot of you are going to recognize this, some of you won't. This comes from a product called Equal. Many years ago, they had out a product where this came on the package, and you'd spoon out your Equal for your coffee. This was the equivalent of Equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar. Funny thing is, it holds, when measured such, flat level, that, I've weighed on my scale, is 3 grams exactly. Now, Equal, it wouldn't have weighed 3 grams. At Equal, it would only weigh 1 gram. But that's because this is a much more dense material. No, I'm not showing you the label, because I'm not showing you my name. But, it's a used pill bottle of mine. Yes, I'm a diabetic. Point is, this way I can carry it that way, in that pill bottle, and spoon out what I need to make, up to that mark, 16 ounces of water. This is a ketchup bottle, and if you can see that, it says 20 ounces. I pre-measured, and right there at the very top of the label, at the bottom of the indelible ink mark, is 16 ounces. We're going to set that 3 grams up in these. No, I'm not going to sit here and show you how to make sealed containers out of drinking straws. There's 50,000 videos of it on YouTube. You can find one. But by having it set up in that, I don't have to worry about trying to measure in the field. 1 capsule, 3 grams. Fill the water up to here. Give it a shake. Let it hang out for a couple hours dangling from my pack. Because I'm probably going to have a dropper bottle that's empty, full of bleach, well, full of chlorine stock, that's what they call it. Not bleach, because bleach is a little different. I'm going to have 1 dropper bottle, a 30 ml dropper bottle, from this. That'll be full of the chlorine stock already that I can use whilst I'm running down the trail, whatever. And this, once I've emptied it into the 30 ml bottle, I'll pick up some more water and start a new batch right away. That's only 16 ounces. It ain't going to hurt you to carry 16 ounces. Now here's the thing. When I want to put it into my water, this is different from bleach. And because of the amount we're measuring out, we're going to want one of these as well. 3 half teaspoons, it's a teaspoon and a half, just like this, into 1 quart of water. Canterbury had it right. Everything is set up for quart. I have done the mathematics. You can see it here on the paper. I've done the math. 1.5 teaspoons per quart of this chlorine stock will give you chemically pure water. Biologically pure water, not chemically. Excuse me. If you're in an area where you're worried about petroleum distillates, lead, mercury, don't drink the water there. Move on. Find a different source. Or buy an expensive filter. because that's the only way you're going to get those things out of water. Now, you all noticed the river over there in the background when I showed you the train. That is indeed the Connecticut River. I wouldn't drink a drop out of that river if it was the last water source on the planet. Full of PCBs, lead, mercury, petroleum distillates, you name it. I wouldn't touch that with my fishing pole. The point being is that I know it's polluted, so I'm not going to touch it. I'd rather walk a mile that way to a little stream and ladle me up a bucket full of water to drink. I can always chemically purify that, and I'm pretty sure the only thing that's in that is fish. So, simple point, ladies and gentlemen. God gave you this thing, learn to use it, okay? And I'm not putting anybody down, I'm just saying $5.29 for 1 pound. That will do over 16,000 gallons at pool quality water, which we all know that's awful strong on the chlorine. Cut that back to, for drinking water, that'll probably do 15 or 20,000. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My phone is telling me my battery's almost done. So I'm going to wrap this up and tell you it's Prepper Embarado with another important how-to. Peace out.